Good morning. Welcome in the Morning Drive. Thursday, February the 23rd, the year 2017. This from earlier at the Joburg Open. Jaco van Sale, as Jack Nicholson might say in The Witches of Eastwick, a mistake, or did he do it to us on purpose? Where is the rest of that putter? If he had a big putter, he might have made that putt, Christian Mark.
I'm telling you right now, if you're a little nervous, you might not want to use that putter.
You think? Have you seen that before?
The heel and the toe got cut off of that putt.
Yeah.
Have you seen that before?
I have not. The closest we were talking about it,
Paul
Azinger won the Tour Championship at Pinehurst #2 using a putter called the Thing.
Yes.
And it was kind of in the shape of a football.
Yeah.
But it wasn't much bigger than the actual golf ball.
You ever practice with that to really get that center of the club face?
No, but they actually have little things you can put on your putter itself that make it small. So it gives you the illusion of the big putter, but if you miss it, it'll shank it one way or the other.
Good stuff. As I mentioned, he's Chris, he's Gary, I'm Damon Hack. Now listen, put those telephones down. We'll tell you what's trending. Let's say good morning to Bailey Mosier.
Good morning. Thank you, Damon. Hey, whatever works. Little, big putter, whatever gets it into the hole. All right, so this is what's trending. 3 tours are in action this week around the globe. We're going to go touch on them one by one this morning, and we begin with the European Tour's Joburg Open, which is part of the Open qualifying series. 3 spots are up for grabs this week. Everyone wants to secure a tee time at Royal Birkdale this July. In total, 44 spots are up for grabs for the 146th Open in 15 events across 5 continents and 10 countries. For a closer look at round 1 of the Joburg Open, Damon, back over to you.
Bailey, all right, 210 players in the field this week at the Joburg Open, the largest field on the European Tour. They use the East and West courses at Royal Johannesburg and Kensington on Thursday and Friday, then the East course over the final 2 rounds. Let's get into some first round highlights. Trevor Immelman, friend of the show, Masters champ, from a bunker on 13 on the East course.
Beautiful little shot here, plays a spin and just rolls it right in.
Makes a birdie there. He is 2 over through 14 holes, as you can see, battling some weather in South Africa. How about a fellow South African, Dean Burmester, playing the West course on the tee box at 13?
Yeah, this is a beautiful golf shot right here. Nice, good tempo on that swing. Almost makes it. Just goes just about in the hole, hits, boop. That's sticking it right there.
A great golf shot. He tapped in for birdie, shoots 5 under, 66 tied for 7th place. You can see that weather starting to get a little bit worse. Aaron Rai playing the East course and playing well. This for birdie at 15.
Even with the wet greens, you can still see the speed is keeping up, so that's good. He knocks it right in.
About a 12-footer, 7 under, 65. He is currently in 2nd place. How about your leader, a left-hander, an American, Paul Peterson, playing the West course. Here's his tee shot on the par 3 16.
Yeah, look at that rain coming down, and we'll see a beautiful shot here. And you look just to our left of the hole here. There's not much room over there, and he sticks it in there nice and close.
Great shot in those conditions. A bogey-free round, 9 under, 62. Your leader by 2. The birds don't like this weather. The weather's for the birds? No, they can't stand it either. No one likes rain. There you see the horn sounds, play suspended because of a waterlogged golf course. Players and caddies start to pack up. They will finish this round on Friday. You see Paul Peterson. He lives in Scottsdale, plays primarily on the Asian Tour, has that 2-shot lead. And on Sunday, of course, the 3 players not otherwise exempt into the Open who finish in the top 10 and ties will earn places at Royal Birkdale in July. Let's send it back to Bailey.
Thank you, Damon. Well, next up on What's Trending, as promised this morning, the 3rd event on the LPGA schedule, the Honda LPGA Thailand. Before we take a look at this year's action, let's look back at 2013. A then 17-year-old Ariya Jutanugarn had a 2-shot lead with 1 hole to play. Unfortunately, made a mess of the par 5 18th for a triple bogey. Had to take an unplayable out of that bunker. Hits it over the green. It doesn't get better from there, guys. She misses this 3-footer that would have forced a playoff, and unfortunately she lost to NB Park by a single shot. So for an update on her first round in the Honda LPGA Thailand this year, back over to Gary.
Bailey, why did you do that to her? You didn't have to do that to her. All right, let's start, Chris, with Lydia Ko, the #1 player in the world, here on the 5th.
Always just beautiful tempo. Just controlled her spin so good. It's a great shot in there. Releases right up to the hole about 5 feet.
She would go on and make that. She would finish at 2 under par, an opening round of 75 birdies, 3 bogeys. Now, Emi Yang, the 11th ranked player in the world. She's got 2 wins here on the 17th.
This one dances right around the hole here. Could have gone in, ends up just inside a foot. What a great shot.
Wonderful shot. She would be atop the leaderboard with whom? Yes, the aforementioned Ariya Jutanugarn. Here she is on the 4th of par 3.
She plays the slope nice, takes a nice little kick off, rolls up there to just within about 5 feet.
Yeah, that keeps getting better and better and better. She would make that. That was her first birdie of the day. Now here on the 7th.
And this is her favorite club in the bag, a 2-iron. Not too many people can even get to this green in 2, and she just hits a 3-wood and a 2-iron if they're about 15 feet for eagle. Beautiful shot.
The speed in that golf swing, that would take her to 3 under par after that birdie there on the 5th. Now let's go to the par 3 8th.
And this is what's kind of scary about her. If she starts doing this with her length, that's when she starts separating herself from the field.
Chris, those greens have got some fire in them.
A lot of speed.
A lot of speed, and they look great. Now here, from the fairway here, right side of the fairway on the 11th.
Yeah, another beautiful shot. You can just see how she likes it when she's staring it down like that. Controls the spin great, just a couple feet.
She would go on and make that. Now let's go to the 17th. This is her second shot, and you talked about catch and slope, and all these shots were improving. Watch this one.
That one's a little,
that's got a little Hideki Matsuyama look to it.
I like it, but that's called the slope. And when you're playing good, even your bad shots are good.
Yeah, it was a pull, and it was up being inside of both of those other 2 very good shots. And as you can see, she's on top of the leaderboard, 6 under par alongside Amy Yang. And you got a bunch of leaderboard, but for her, she certainly wants to write, Chris, what happened when she had just turned. She was such a young lady back in 2013. She's second in the world. And Damon and Chris, when you look at her, it's very interesting. She does not rely on a driver, but yet she still remains one of the longest players in the game. Well, at some point, does she need to employ that?
You know, it's funny. It reminded me of Tiger back in the early days. I mean, he was so stubborn that he had to hit driver everywhere. We always thought as players, if he took driver out of his bag, he'd beat us every week. So she's finding that. She knows right now that if she just hits her 3-wood, she hits it longer than all the other women hit their drivers anyway. So why not hit a 3-wood and that 2-iron she hits off the tee too goes further than most of the girls hit their drivers. So she's got a lot of power. She's using her strength. She knows what she hits it in the fairway with, and she's using that club to get it in there. Driver she's not so confident with, and she sprays it, and she knows it.
We have a new #1 player in the men's game. I wonder if very soon we're going to have a new #1 player in the women's game. She's about 2.5 points behind Lydia Ko. Lydia Ko, of course, new coach, new caddy, new clubs. Area Jutanagon right now in a place where it owes her one. Let's be honest. She wants to go back there and win in her home country. It reminds me of Aaron Oberholzer trying to win at Pebble Beach, or David Duval trying to win the Players' Championship where he grew up in Jacksonville. This would be a huge story. But big picture, this player is so powerful. I remember doing a watch and learn with Paige McKenzie. We focused on her lower body, her legs. That is a separator between her and the rest of the LPGA Tour. You just can't find that every day.
No, I mean, Laura Davies had that early, maybe 20 years ago. But now you see Area, and she is amazing how far she hits the ball, and just that much longer than everybody else. I mean, there's a huge separation, kind of like John Daly at Crooked Stick. I mean, it is that big.
Yeah, it's interesting. Lydia Ko kind of kills you with kindness and consistency. This young lady has shots that others don't have, and I think it imposes a level of intimidation on the field.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Very explosive and fun to watch. I like seeing eagles and birdies.
Me too.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's go back over to Bailey.
Thank you. Area is #1 seems like just a matter of time. So last up on What's Trending today, we make it to the PGA Tour. After 5 weeks on the West Coast, the Tour has made its way to Florida, where defending champion Adam Scott and Justin Thomas, already a 3-time winner this season, they are teeing it up alongside each other for rounds 1 and 2. First round is underway at the Honda Classic, and we see Ben Crane out to an early lead, 3 under through 7 holes. So we'll see if he can keep that going. We'll keep you updated with all the action from the Honda throughout the show. But Damon, back over to you.
All right, Bailey, time now for On the Mark with our Golf Channel and NBC colleague Mark Walfing, who joins us from Palm Beach Gardens this morning. Mark, how are you? Good morning, pal.
I am great, Damon. How are you? Beautiful day here at PGA National.
It's great to talk to you, buddy. It's been a while. Let's dive into this tournament. How about some obvious choices? Maybe one obvious choice to win this week. A lot of powerful players, 5 of the top 15. Give us a name who you like to win this week.
My absolute clear-cut favorite this week, Damon, is Sergio Garcia. He nearly won here last year, lost by a shot to Adam Scott. PGA National, as you well know, has gotten tougher over the years. This is a ball striker's paradise, and Sergio Garcia is a ball-striking machine. If you take a look at what he did when he won in Dubai a few weeks ago, he led the field in greens and regulation. He was second in driving accuracy and incredibly third in driving distance. What a combination. I love Garcia this week.
And already 2 under par in his round. You see those circles on the 12th and 13 holes as he started on the back 9. Rolf, how about a not so obvious pick to win this week?
You know, Ricky Fowler is kind of flying under the radar right now. Everybody expected after his Players win for him to break through, maybe win a major championship or more big events. He just hasn't quite been able to do that. But I really like the way Ricky is trending. He quietly has got a pretty good record here at PGA National. And if you take a look at Ricky's scoring average over the last 4 years, he was 30th 4 years ago on the PGA Tour. He then moved the next year to 21st, then to 14th. He is now 6th on the PGA Tour in scoring average. He plays the difficult course as well. Last year, he played the first 36 holes bogey-free here at PGA National. Just didn't quite play as well on the weekend, but I like Fowler's chances this week.
Yeah, he was the 36-hole leader, ended up finishing tied for 6th last year. All right, Rolf, how about a dark horse pick, maybe someone we're not paying attention to have a great weekend?
Former #1 player in the world, Luke Donald. He quietly has a really good record here at PGA National. 4 top 10s. You know, it was well documented, Damon, when he made the coaching switch away from Pat Goss, his longtime coach at the Northwestern University and the fellow that really took him to #1. He moved away from Pat and then now has been reunited with Pat for just over a year. It's taken a while for Luke to get reacquainted with Pat, but what they're doing is really working well. I spent a little time with both of them, Pat and Luke, yesterday during the rain delay. Both seem very confident in Luke's game. And one stat that I love about Luke, when you look at the bear trap here, which is the key stretch of holes at PGA National, over the last 5 years, Luke Donald is plus 15 in strokes gained on the bear trap. Eventually, that is going to win you a Honda Classic.
Wow, that will be quite the comeback story for the 2006 champ over at Mirasol. Rolf, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next hour.
All right, Damon.
All right, and a reminder to our viewers, coverage begins today at 1 p.m. on Golf Channel. Bailey.
Dan, thank you. We've already gotten to so much this morning, so much more to get to. Let's take a look at the tee sheet for this Thursday edition of Morning Drive. Adam Scott's title defense at the Honda Classic. It is underway. He's playing alongside Justin Thomas and Padraig Harrington. They went off the 10th tee at 7:45 a.m. this morning. So we're going to keep you up to date with all the action and highlights from their rounds throughout the morning. And today is a very big day in the world of Steve Stricker. He turns 50, which means he is now eligible for the PGA Tour Champion. So happy birthday, Steve. And as a present to all of you at home, we have short game tips from the 12-time PGA Tour winner, which you're going to want to listen to because remember, this is the guy that Tiger Woods takes short game advice from. And speaking of Tiger Woods, he is the reason why guys are winning on the PGA Tour at such a young age, or so says Golf Channel analyst Brandel Chambly in a column posted on golfchannel.com. Brandel joins the show in our second hour to divulge how he came to that conclusion. All that and more is on the way. We're with you until 11 a.m. on the East Coast. Gary, what else is on tap?
Well, Bailey, I would recommend everybody read what Brandel wrote at golfchannel.com. It's fascinating. Matt Janella, travel insider with us. It's all about Jack today, but not Jack the player, right?
Jack the architect. So we'll be talking all about, you know, the courses that you can play that Jack designed. He's got 6 designs that host PGA Tour events. We'll be talking about those and then some key design characteristics. We'll be playing the 18th hole at PGA Champion course with Chris DeMarco and talking about the thought that goes into playing the Nicklaus course.
So prolific as a designer. Absolutely. We will certainly look forward to that very much. Now, we're going to keep you updated on what's going on the golf course at the Honda Classic Day 1. First stop in the state of Florida, and here's Sergio Garcia. As Mark Rolfing just pointed out, that's his favorite this week, was the runner-up last year from the rough on the 13th hole. Very good shot, so he's going to leave himself roughly 6 feet. And again, we'll keep you updated, give you highlights throughout the morning. We're with you until 11 a.m. Morning Drive is underway. Game day for the best players in the world. Back after this.